fine arts, civic education, economics, either of those ones, at least one of those ones, but those first four I mentioned is compulsory. That means you must be a science student, right? Because for you to study chemistry and physics, you must have registered as a science student. Now, once you have your credits in those courses I mentioned earlier, you will be admitted to study building. We have a lot of universities that study building in Nigeria. We equally have polytechnics that study building. In the course of studying building, you study building as a course generally. Now, when you study building and spend 5 years in the university and have graduated, you will go for your NYSC. After your NYSC, you have to do 3 years internship, more like under a mentor. You all know who a mentor is. She has asked you and somebody defined it. You go through a tutelage under such a person. And at the end of that, while you are under the tutelage, you undergo certain examinations and interview, and if found qualified, you would be registered with the Council of Registers of Builders, and then you would be given a seal to practice as a registered builder. So you see, it is not just a 5 years course, because after graduating, yes, you are a building graduate, but you cannot sign or seal any documents. You have to be registered. So after the registration, you now practice as a builder. In practicing as a builder, we have different aspects. You can practice as an academia, which is what I'm doing. I lecture building students, and I go down to the grassroots. We call it the Catch Them Young programs, to encourage the younger ones like you to see reasons to join us in this noble profession. You can also practice in the private sector. That means you'll be in charge of your business. Then we also have those in the public sector, those that work with government. And in working with government, you can find yourself in a lot of different places. You can be in the bank, you'll be managing their facilities. You know, they go into real estate too, so you would be there. In the office, you can be the maintenance officer, you can be the facility officer, you can practice a lot in the public sector. You can find yourself actually everywhere. You can be in the hospital too. You can be everywhere as a builder. Why I say that is because most of these places are enclosures. Yes, they are offices that people use and they need maintenance. So you see why you as a builder will find yourself there. Now, building is entirely the production and management of building. That is what we do. As a builder, you're saddled with the responsibility of producing buildings and managing them. You maintain them. So in the production, we start from the foundation level to finishing. And then, of course, we have external works, external things you do when we talk about the drainages, ensuring your suckerways are working, ensuring your drainages are equally working. So you see why we say building as a profession is it encompasses a lot of things. Building is just one of the professions in the construction industry. We have the architects, we have the quantity surveyors, we have the estate surveyors, we have the land surveyors, we have the town planners, we have the engineers. And in the engineering aspect, we have different categories of them. We have mechanical engineers, we have electrical engineers, we have civil engineers. The builder is seen as the jack of all and equally master of all. Why I say that is in the course of reading building, you have to study all these courses I've mentioned in the construction industry. You must do a bit of architectural courses. You will equally do estate surveying courses. You will do quantity surveying courses and the others. Why you need to do all these courses is because you are the only person saddled with the responsibility of managing the building production. You will be the site manager. Now, when your client meets his architect and he gets his design, he meets his quantity surveyor to have an idea of what will cost him to erect such building. He now has to meet with the builder because you are entirely the person that will bring out his dream that has been designed on paper into reality. And if you do not study all these things, for instance, you won't even be able to interpret the design brought to you by your client. Hence, you have to study architecture as a course too. So you see, when he comes up with his bill of quantities, if you do not have an idea of what he's bringing, you won't even be able to help him manage his funds and resources on site. Likewise, the other professions, if your electrician comes to site and you do not have an idea of what electrical engineering is, you won't even know whether he's doing the right thing or not. Because all these other professionals will come to site to do the aspect they're expected to do and go, but you will manage it because you are the one managing the building from onset. So it gets to a point that you need an electrician. All you need to do is to call the services of that electrician. You call him over to come and install and do the needful while he supervises what he's doing to ensure he's doing the right thing. If you do not have the knowledge of what he's doing, you won't be able to know whether he's doing the right thing or not. So at the end of the day, you will manage the production of that building and then hand over to the owner. If anything happens, nobody looks for who is the person that designed the building. Nobody looks for who is the electrician. The first thing is when you hear collapse cases is who is the builder. Most of you missed the whole thing. You begin to ask who is the engineer. No, the engineer in that aspect is either a structural engineer, an electrical engineer, or a mechanical engineer. Those are the ones that you find them coming to buildings to handle one thing or the other. And we usually call upon the structural engineer when it has to do with a high-rise building. Anything above 4-story building, you must involve a structural engineer. Otherwise, the builder can handle the aspect of that structural, the structural aspect when it's lesser, anything down. So you see, when the building collapses, the first person you ask is who is there, who managed the production, because it's expected that whoever manages the production is the one saddled with the responsibility of ensuring that the building is sound. Now, I would like to call your attention to what we go through, as she has mentioned what you will go through as a student, as a female student in school. I want to mention what you will go through as a professional, as a woman. Now, it's not going to be easy. I know it's all round, especially with all the STEM professions. As a woman, you're saddled with managing your home front. As she said, you're the one that goes through menstrual period. You're having cramps and your attention is needed on site. You cannot do otherwise, you have to find yourself on site. So in as much as you're thinking of going or venturing into reading building as a course, remember that you will also practice even when you are menstruating. Your attention will be needed in site, and in fact sometimes the sites are off towns. They are in the bush. In that bush, you will learn to drink whatever kind of water you find available. Yes, your water might be finished, and the available water there might be that which they take from the stream. You will be forced to drink it, and in drinking that, you're exposing yourself to a lot of health challenges. Now, you're forced to probably sleep out because you're setting up a new site for some weeks, if not months. You're leaving your family behind. The rumor might go that that other professional colleague you're with for the period of time is going out with you. It is a challenge you will face. It doesn't only come along with those that are into politics for going out for meetings at night. So you see, even during the day you'll be accused of things you know nothing about. And then you might even have to come back home late or spend the whole night. If you have a casting, you cannot cut along the way, you have to do it. You stay out of your house, you leave your kids, your husband, and sometimes you do not even plan for it. It happens. Probably you cast and something happened. You have to recast. With that, all you need to do is to make a phone call. And then if where you are is out of network reach, then you are in trouble. Because they will be worried at home and you equally be worried because you cannot meet them. So it comes with a lot of challenges, but the most important thing is you need to have interest. And when the interest is there, I'm sure the sky will be your starting point because you have a lot to achieve. There are a lot of professional builders that I can tell you that have gone way beyond what we can imagine. And talking about STEM in building, in fact, it's still in the awareness stage in Nigeria. You have a lot of scientific, robotic and automatic machines that we use in the build industry. We have a lot of sensors. We have this protective equipment we use to. We also have machines carrying out our construction works like mixing our cement, moving it from a lower level to a higher level point, but we still have challenges in Nigeria because we're still at the awareness stage. But it is our prayer and hope that in the near future, while you're still in it or coming up, you will meet it already in use in Nigeria. And to add to it, we equally have what we call the use of technology in managing health and safety cases on construction sites, because we have a lot of accident cases there, and we believe with the help of these technologies we shall achieve a lot. As my sister rightly mentioned, she said there are those that are only responsible with the production of these machines we need. And of course, the medical doctor mentioned that there are machines that are sensitive to what you just mentioned as your signs and symptoms, and they come up with what you should take and how you should go about it. We likewise have machines produced for cases like that they will notify you where there is danger on construction sites. When you are approaching danger, you have a sensor attached to you. It will inform you that where you are about to step or go into is dangerous. You should be watchful. Thank you. I actually prepared for should I say a younger persons, but fortunate for me, I can see I'm talking to more older persons, so I think the little I'm able to come up with, I've rightly touched you, and of course you've seen reasons to why you should read building as a profession. Thank you very much for this.
What a man can do, a woman can. So what a man can do, a woman can. It's your turn. While you make her your mentor for those that want to go into the building profession. Now is our time for questions and answers. How many of you have questions? If you have a question, can I see your hand up? And after the question and answer segment, we'll be going out for a group snapshot. 1, any other person? 2, any other person? 3, any other one? 4, any other one? 5, I think. Any other one? Alright, 5 is okay. Let's take from the first person.
My question goes to the building Can I please ask what the meaning of tutelage is?
Okay, tutelage is as good as saying mentorship. The tutelage aspect is that mentor teaching you how to go about in the building profession. Not only building, but it's like saying teaching. Do you understand? To tutor somebody is to teach him. That's just the meaning. Sorry, maybe that word was a bit big for you. I'm sorry about that. But it basically means teaching.
My other question goes to the medicine. I've heard a lot of people say that as a doctor, you might not have time to do all those other occupations like singing, dancing. But you mentioned that as a doctor, you should make time for yourself to do this singing, this dancing, and other careers that you feel are important to you. Is it true?
Thank you very much. I'm going to answer it because you can sit down. We have more questions. Okay. I'd like to say she built my house. Oh. So yes, the other like she built it. So yeah, I want to say if you plan your time properly, you can do it. I can go on and on. The list is endless of our colleagues that are doing other things outside medicine. Just plan your time. The proper time for everybody has 24 hours. You can do it.
Okay, ma. Thank you. Ma, the second question also goes to you again. As I was going on, I heard that NYSC is not for medical courses. Medical courses don't go for NYSC. That's what I heard as I was going on. I heard that it only goes for like teachers and some other occupations that have nothing to do with the medicine and surgery.
NYSC actually refers to National Youth Service Corps. It's a national program for all graduates, HND, university graduates, that's polytechnic, everybody goes. So when you finish your first degree, you go for NYSC. So finishing medicine, if you do after 7 years, we still go to camp where doctors on camp in NYSC, but those are gone to NYSC. So everybody, except if your age exceeds 35, what's the age? 30. If you're more than 30 at the time of graduation, you now go for an exemption. So you have a certificate, but it means exemption certificate. But the other one is NYSC certificate, but for all graduates.
Ma, but if you want to go for the NYSC, does it mean that you go to the class to teach or you do your NYSC in the hospital?
Okay. What happens during NYSC is that all graduates from different faculties, departments are posted to certain states. You spend like 2-3 weeks on camp. After that, you are posted to your place of primary assignment, PPA. So based on your profession, as a builder, you posted to a building firm. As a doctor, you posted to a hospital. Some other courses, either here or there, they send them to secondary schools to teach. So the camp orientation camp is just for 3 weeks or thereabout. Then for the entire year, you are posted to a place where you work based on your specialty. Hope I've answered for us. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
My question goes to the medical aspect. You see all the medical career that takes 7 years of schooling.
Okay. 7 years for...
See all the medical career that takes 7 years of schooling.
Okay, is it the first undergraduate, first 7 years or the postgraduate 7 years?
First 7 years.
Okay, you know when you attend to university, you're doing a course, and the course most times 4 years in UGA, but I think ATB Bootcamp some other schools, the course will be 5 years. So as you're getting admission, you know the duration of your course. Our admission is medicine and surgery. We are studying 2 courses, and the duration is 7 years for everybody. Your first thing.
Hey, someone's in front of me.
My question goes to the next thing. Ma.
To medical. doctor. Medical doctor.
You said robotics can operate people, while some people can operate, but can robotics make mistake in any operation?
So she's asking about robots carrying out surgery. There's something they say garbage in, garbage out in computer language. And from the code you put, you give the instruction. Do this, don't do this, do this. And the computer doesn't have a brain of its own, so to say, it's what you input that it does. So with computers, if the coding is done properly, the errors are minimal. Next to, in fact, they're better than human beings because you give them instructions and they follow through. But for us human beings, we might get tired, we might get distracted, we are likely to make mistakes. I don't know those that saw the video of somebody that they forgot towel in the tummy one woman a few months ago. That's human error. So those human errors are being eliminated with the computers because you input the right command and the computers carry it. You want to add? Thank you.
Wow.